Kiss FM, your new home for Harvey hip hop and R&B. First half of the Drive at 5, and it is now time for trending topics. So we all saw how Trump took over the presidency last night. Let's talk about it a little bit. So in order to win, you have to take over the 538 electoral votes spread out amongst these 50 states. Now, Trump was able to get 279, and Hillary was only able to get 218. But the crazy thing is, she won the popular vote over Trump. But how the electoral votes work is that the candidate must be able to get most of those, and this is in order just so the popular vote does not take over the country by popular vote alone. Now, each state is given a number of votes depending on the population size, and Hillary won more overall votes, but they came from states like California and New York. Trump's votes were more evenly spread out amongst the country, and he was able to win many more states. Now, this is the 5th time a candidate has won the popular vote but failed to win the election. Now, crazy thing is, Trump actually earned fewer popular votes than John McCain and Mitt Romney, who both lost to Barack. So ultimately, he was able to win votes in the right places in our country.
And basically, to break down what Clarke said a little bit more, it's a race, man. It's a race to 270. Like she said, it's 538 total electoral votes. The first to 270 is actually the president. Like you said, Donald Trump was 279. Hillary was at 218. It's kind of a blowout when you look at it. And to break down how the electoral votes work even more, every state is given a number of electoral votes based off the representative of the states. The number of representatives are appointed to the state based off of kind of like the state size. So every time they give you that census, every X amount of years to see like how big the state is or what's the population of the state, they go based off of the representatives off of that number of population in the state. So like you say, Trump was able to win states that were kind of swing states like North Carolina, and it was actually crazy. Me and Clarke was talking about it earlier.
Yes. He was able to flip
5 states
that Obama won in both of his runs.
Yeah, so we just like the Democratic voters just disappeared on us. Like,
oh my God, I was so mad when I saw that. And then the Millennials.
Yeah, back to the Millennials, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Out of 69 million total millennials, and to kind of put this into perspective, this is the first time ever in history that the millennials have been this high.
Right.
The amount of millennials that are eligible to vote.
Right. So
out of that 69 million, only 40% voted. Now, to take you back, in 2008, I wasn't even eligible to vote, but you had 46% of millennials voted. But again, the number wasn't 69 million. Right. I think it was around like 40-something million. It went up again the next year, but Barack bringing out in 2012, 50% of millennials. So we see the number increase, but it's just a complete drop-off.
And I honestly feel like us as millennials, we were spoiled to have been able to vote for a black man as our first president. That's
kind of like eating caviar as your first meal and then somebody asking you to go back to ramen noodles. Like, you're not going for it.
You don't know how to take that. We didn't know how to look deeper into the election and look at what people were really trying to say as far as policies, as far as the things they were promising. We just, a lot of us voted for Obama because
of his skin color.
We wanted to see a black man.
I'm about to say, let's just be realistic with it.
So when it came to this, we really didn't know how to take it too seriously. And with the taking things seriously, 20,000 people. 20,000 people
voted for Harambe, which is
Harambe
and Hennessy.
An
alcoholic beverage. Y'all are blowing me, man. Like, this is not a joke. And I heard it say so much, oh, man, Donald Trump's a joke. He will never be president. Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that. And we see exactly what happened. Yeah. You got to take things more serious sometimes. Everything in life is not a joke. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny. I mean, we really see who's laughing now, but like I said, come on, guys. 11,000. And a lot of these votes that were voted for Harambe and Hennessy came from key states that if Hillary Clinton would have got the extra 1,000 votes here or 2,000 votes there, that she might have actually won the state, and won the presidential election.
Along with the people who decided not to vote because they didn't like either.
Not even focusing on that. I'm going to leave y'all. I ain't even going to brag y'all because y'all just chose to not vote.
I am.
But the people that make me the angriest are the people who took this as a joke and voted for Harambe and who voted for Hennessy, because those votes either way, I mean, and even if you just, it's no third candidate. You could have voted for Gary Johnson
to the election polls and stand in line
for X amount of time
and write down Harambe and Hennessy on that line.
Yes.
You're just wasting your time and your gas and your money.
And the people that was counting this time, like, why? I know when they looked at that, I would have been so mad. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
But
and
in
on
the
top
sports,
of okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. That's
why
you about to say something good.
Yeah. On top of all of this, Colin Kaepernick,
yes,
the man who decided he wanted to take a knee and stand for oppression against minorities, decided he didn't want to vote.
Right, and then I was a big Colin Kaepernick, and I was all for his movement. I was all for it because you're talking about exercising your rights as an African American to stand against oppression against minorities, like we're talking about, and all this police brutality, everything that has happened. You actually are put on the platform to change that. You are given a voice that actually matters, not just taking a knee in the middle of the field and being hated by almost all of America. You have one chance to change all of that, and you don't vote.
And this is what you've been fighting for.
Yes, you're a hypocrite.
This is what you've been fighting for.
I'm not even gonna say I lost respect for Kaepernick, but come on, man.
I
don't preach. Anymore. Yes, don't preach something and then go out here and turn around and do the same thing. And give away your one right to actually have a voice in something when it comes to you trying to make the country better. This was your one chance to have an opportunity to be in it to help change. So and now, you threw it away. My thing against with him is, were you really doing this for your right, or were you doing this for popularity? Yes. You became very popular, very noted again after you had been forgotten about because you were doing terrible as a quarterback. I mean, you got all of us. You've made basically the African American community and minorities all together come together to stand for something, and you don't even stand for us when you're given a chance. Crazy, man. Crazy. Oh, Lord. All right. Well, I'm going to end on some non-election stuff. Rick Ross this weekend broke that he allegedly owned $5.7 million in back taxes to the IRS, 4.6 of that being from 2012, and $570,000 being from both 2013 and 2014. He has now responded saying that the information was wrong due to incorrect filing from his former financial team, and that his finances are just fine. Okay. Oh, life's so short. I don't want to go to court. We got a budget for the lawyer, though. Right. But he's telling us he's good in that it's being fixed. He'll be like Ron Isley, Wesley Snipes, all the rest of them. He said, I'm dealing with the IRS, incorrect from the 2012 tax year, but we working on it. But thank y'all for being so concerned. Yeah, the IRS don't play. That's the only reason we care, bro. And it took too many of us. Too many. Those are your trending topics. All being brought to you by Real Time.